Could you introduce yourself briefly?
Okay, hello, my name is Hasan. I'm from Libya, and I am a first year at NUCB, Nagoya University of Commerce and Business, and I'm studying at the Global Business Administration Program, GBBA.
Could you tell me how did you choose this university, or first of all, how did you choose Japan?
Okay, so back in 2019, I was looking for a scholarship to go abroad and study university or high school abroad, and I was doing a lot of activities back home, including being engaged into society itself, like doing coding, hour of code, teaching kids how to code, programming. Then I was engaged in book clubs and some initiative around the city, and because of that I applied to the United World College. And the United World College is a big organization. It's a global movement that has 17 schools around the world, and now 18 schools. And so during the application, you send your CV, and they require you to be socially active and have a good academic background, because we only had 3 seats
From each country?
from my country only. So there's 18 schools around the world, and in every country in the world there's a national committee. And the national committee is, for example, UWC Libya. That's not a school, that's just a national committee. And the national committee's mission is to choose students from Libya and send them to one of the 18 schools around the world. So they open application process every year, and around February we have an application rounds open, and then students can apply, and based on the seats that we have offered, we select students and send them. So, and I was for the Allah, then
Alhamdulillah.
and then some hard work, I was selected to so out of I think 200 students we had applications, 200 applicants, and then we only had 4 seats, and then eventually there were only 3 seats. So, and we had one scholarship, full scholarship to a United World College of China, and then another scholarship for the United World College of Maastricht in the Netherlands, and the third one was in Japan, so UWC Japan. And so you don't have, when we were selected, I didn't have a choice of like, you want to go to this or that. So the national committee would study my profile, personal profile, and then look for the best fit school for me, and then they would send me there. So that was a high school program. So the UWC program is a high school program. It is with the IB diploma. So you go there, you study 2 years in a boarding school, and you get the IB diploma, the diploma program. So yeah, I came to Japan in 2019, and I was based in Nagano Ken. Very cold.
Yeah.
Very, very cold there. Yeah, compared to back home to Libya, it's so hot, and then you can't. Because I remember when I first came to Nagano, like first winter, it's not even winter yet. It's like it's fall, and it is already like it was 7 degrees, and I was freezing. I thought it's like -7. Yeah, so yeah, it was very cold. And then after I spent 2 years in Nagano Ken, and then I came to NUCB. How I got to NUCB is also another different story. So after the 2 years, I finished the diploma program, and then I had 2 options. So one option is to apply and go to university in the US, because every UWC student has something called the Davis Scholarship, which is after the 2 years you are supported. You're fully funded to finish your higher education at an institution in the U.S. And there's a guy, a very famous entrepreneur. His name is Shelby Davis, and he has this collaboration with the UWC and American universities. So I could have gone to university in the US and get a full scholarship and study there.
For that case, you can choose any university you like.
Yeah, in the US, there's a list of I think 100 universities, but there's so many options. There's a lot of options, and most of them they have full scholarships too. So I could have gone to the United States, and the second option was to stay in Japan, but staying in Japan is not easy because most universities don't offer scholarships. And because I come from Libya, and from not very wealthy financial background, and my family wouldn't be able to afford university tuition for 4 years. So I found that the Nippon Foundation had a collaboration between them and my high school, UWC Isaac, Japan. The program is to fund 5 students every year from our school only, fully funded scholarships to study at Japanese universities, under one condition, that the universities are Japanese, so in Japan. And for example, you cannot go to Temple University in Japan or any American university, only Japanese universities. So that was the only condition, and they so you can apply to any university you like, and anyone you get in, they fully fund you. And so I applied for a scholarship, and it was competitive too. And I got in.
Must be very competitive.
Yeah. So I'm very thankful I got in. I got selected for a scholarship, and then after I got selected for a scholarship, I started looking for universities in Japan.
That order, yeah.
And universities in Japan, I applied to a couple of universities, and I eventually ended up accepting NUCB's offer. And I got 3 offers from universities in Japan, but I chose NUCB specifically because of two reasons. First reason is that their approach to education is very similar to the IB approach. So the International Baccalaureate, or the IB, is well regarded, and it's the best high school degree you can get. It's #1, and it's very academically challenging, and it relies a lot on your critical thinking, and it teaches you a lot about how to tackle problems and leadership. I found this very similar to NUCB's approach and leadership and frontier spirit, the slogan of NUCB. Also, the case methodology is one of the things that really attracted me, because there isn't, at least as far as my knowledge goes, I don't know any Japanese university that adopted case methodology as a teaching method. And case methodology is very interesting, because it's very open-minded. It's very well-rounded. Like you could be from any part of the world and have your own perspective and add it on to the class, and it adds more excitement to the class, and everybody's more interested. And instead of just sitting down and listening to
not just memorizing things, but you do active learning.
Exactly, active learning. You're engaged in what you're learning, and that's the same as similar to IB, right? In IB, we never had like lectures. Usually, there's always activities. There's always something to do. So, and I didn't want to go back to how the Libyan education system back home, because after 2 years of IB, it's so hard to get used to, traditional education system. So that's why I chose NUCB. Also, because of the second reason is because of my friend Mara. She got accepted here, and she encouraged me to apply here. So I did, and it was successful.
Yeah, so now you're studying in NUCB, but from the first you're interested in business or commerce field, and what you're studying now, and what is most interesting field of study for you?
When I first graduated, I wasn't so much interested in business because I didn't know much about business or what is commerce and what's the idea behind it. So I was more interested in film because I studied film in the IB for 2 years. So, and I liked film, and I liked film, but also I didn't really have a certain passion that I want to go. Like some people like engineering and they want to become engineers and they go for it. But for me, I didn't have that. I just liked a lot of stuff. For example, in high school, I took subjects like computer science, and I took film and global politics. So it was very, and mathematics, and I had English and Spanish. So there was very subjects all over the place. So they weren't leading towards one thing. And then, so I wanted to do film, but then the only option that I have is to go to the US if I want to do film, because in film in English here haven't heard of any university that teaches that or has a program in English. So I thought of what could be the best thing that merges all my interests together, and I thought about it, and it's business, because business can be in anything. If you have a film production company, you need business management. If you have a restaurant, you need business management. If you're interested in computer science or technology, you need business management. So business is well-rounded and it covers all the areas that I might pursue in the future. So if I'd go and work in any industry, those skills are fundamental and could be useful, you know. So that's why I eventually chose business and commerce.
You still have 3 more years in NUCB, so I think it's too early to ask. But after 3 years, what do you think? You will stay in Japan, or you will look for a job in global market? Or what do you think now?
Yeah, as you said, it's in 3 years. So yeah, my thinking is very all over the place right now. I don't have a specific thing that I want to achieve. I mean, I want to graduate and learn Japanese, speak Japanese, better Japanese than now. So, but I'm thinking more of having a business. So maybe doing something my own here, just as a startup, and just experience the Japanese environment, like work environment. So right now I'm saving some money to hopefully, like, maybe after I graduate I could do something myself.
Maybe we will do next interview after 3 years.
Yeah, hopefully,
CEO of your company.
hopefully. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Now you're spending your times in Nagoya, in NUCB. Well, what do you do in your daily life? For example, holiday, or you travel somewhere, and could you recommend the good place for the future student to go?
Yeah. So Nagoya is actually a very beautiful city. It's one of my favorites, I'd say, in Japan. I stayed in Tokyo for 3 weeks. Tokyo's nice too, but I prefer Nagoya personally, because Nagoya, city that is a big city, but also not as big as Tokyo. So it's crowded, but not as crowded as Tokyo, and it has about like a nice balance between, you know, busy life, people running to the streets, and just calm down life. Some people are, you know, not really rushing, and everything is slow-paced life. That's what I like about Nagoya. What I do in Nagoya is usually I play soccer. So also Nagoya has a big foreign community. A lot of foreigners live here. I think one of, you know, biggest cities that has foreign population in Japan. And also you notice, I think my perspective is that I see a lot of foreigners here than I see in Tokyo, and probably that's because Tokyo has 30 million people living there, so you don't notice that much. But in here in Nagoya it's smaller, so when there's a lot of foreigners, they are obvious. You can see that there's a lot of foreigners. So the foreign community usually they're engaged in activities like soccer. There's a futsal club here in Nagoya. We go there and play. So it's not only foreign, but like it's English based, so mainly for Japanese people to practice English and for foreigners to speak Japanese. And we play soccer together every weekend. Every weekend we play soccer. That's one thing. Also, I like to go play music. So I play guitar, and I go to Hisayadori Park. So there's a TV tower in downtown Nagoya, and there's a lot of like street performance, like people playing music on the street, concerts, and they're very nice at night. So I go and watch sometimes, and sometimes one time I went there and played myself. It wasn't very good, but I was a little bit embarrassed. But we went there. Like I played there around, and I know a lot of people around there. And another thing that I'm interested in is networking. So recently when I first came to Nagoya, I made a lot of good connections. My first 2 weeks, I met one person and he connected me with a lot of other people. And we just started making events. So right now we make events every weekend to network people, like to connect them together. Usually in small like cafes, right? A small cafe, and people come and meet and connect together. People in Nagoya, for example, if you're new in the city and you don't know where to get your stuff or how to do your papers, how to renew your visa, you come and you socialize. You get to know some people here living here for years, or some people who are new, and you just talk together and you get your contact, and then maybe if the future you do something.
Good activity. It's mainly for international students or for more broadly for students or for.
Yeah, it's mainly some students, but mainly for all the people. Like if you're here, we have English teachers in Japan. We have students. We have some people who have programmers, or people who have their own companies. So it's a big variety of people. And also we have Japanese people practicing, like coming and practicing their English with us. We speak mainly English there, so.
You're Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find any difficulty living in Japan as Muslim, like finding halal food or playing place, or what's your opinion?
Yeah, it is indeed very difficult to be Muslim here. First of all, halal food is hard to find, especially so now we're in Ramadan, right? And for example, my schedule is very tight in Ramadan, so I have classes in the morning, and after classes I finish at 1 p.m. and then I have work. So I work at gym, children fitness center as a part-time.
You do it during Ramadan?
Yeah, so after I finish school, I go to work, and I finish work at 6:45, and the adhan is at 6:30.
Yeah.
So I have like 15 minutes extra. But after I finish work, I go outside, and I live far. So my workplace is in downtown, but I live here in Nishin, so which is around 30 minutes by train. So if I finish work and I'm so hungry, right? Because I want to break my fast, and there's restaurants around, but I cannot eat at any of them because they're not halal. Or I need to go home. So I need to go home. It's 30 minutes, and when I reach home, I need to cook. So that would take me 30 more minutes. So I'm like, so when I finish, usually I try to find some halal stores. Like there's kebab, restaurants. So sometimes I just go there and eat quickly, or like.
Much better than 1 hour extra.
Yeah, well, much better. Or there are actually some halal restaurants. It's just the problem is with distance. Yeah, if downtown Nagoya, there are lots, and also on Osukano, so Kamimaizu area, there's the big market, local market. It's called Osukano, and there's a lot of shops like tax-free, everything. There's a lot of also halal foreign shops there. They sell halal products like some Arabic coffee or like some harissa, some spices from the Middle East, right? So yeah, there are. It's not that bad actually. It's not that bad. Also, fish. There's so many fish products here. I cannot eat fish personally. That's something personal because I'm allergic. But I know so many people who just eat fish a lot because fish is a big part of Japanese cuisine and it's very delicious. Sushi, sashimi is everything. And so many options, and they're very delicious too. Yeah.
Could you give us some kind of message for future students? I mean, for those who want to study in Japan or abroad?
My message for students from Middle East and North Africa who wanted to come and study in Japan is that go for it, don't wait, and just come to Japan. I'll give you an advice: is learn some Japanese. Learn some Japanese before you come here, and you will enjoy Japan. Japan is a lot of fun. Actually, I was not planning to stay in Japan at all. After 2 years, I was planning to go to the US, and then I had an internship in a company called Nihon M&A, Nihon Merger and Acquisition, in Tokyo. And for 2 weeks, I did an internship, and because of the environment, like how generous they were, and like how very hospitable they were, I actually decided that I liked staying in Japan and working here from that time. So Japanese people are very hospitable, and I really recommend coming to Japan, and you will have a lot of fun here. Yeah, please come.